frog and a girl. Can you see the frog? What is the frog wearing? Where are they sitting? That's a park bench. So, one day, in a city full of buildings, there once was a girl named Jessica. Jessica loved going to school. One day on her way from school, she saw a little frog sitting on a park bench wearing a red baseball hat. Can you see the frog sitting on the park bench wearing a red baseball hat? That's the little girl. Can you see her? Can you see her? Here's side. Can you see the little girl? Can you see? So, Jessica saw the little green frog sitting on the park bench wearing a red baseball cap. She walked up to the frog and said, "Hello, Mr. Frog. What are you doing here? I'm so lost. I come from a faraway swamp and I somehow ended up in the city," said Mr. Frog. Where's Mr. Frog from? The little frog is from a faraway swamp. The little Jessica felt sorry. Can you see? Jessica felt sorry for the little frog and she wanted to help him. Jessica knew that the frog's home was a long way away. So she asked him if he could hop on her shoulder and she would carry him. The frog agreed, so Jessica carried him all the way to the bus stop. Where did Jessica walk with the frog? All the way to the bus stop. Where? The frog agreed and Jessica carried him all the way to the bus stop. Once they got there, Jessica and the frog had to figure out which bus to take to get to the frog's home. Because they didn't know which bus to take, Jessica asked the bus driver if he knew how to get to the swamp. The bus driver told them they would have to take 3 different buses to get there. So Jessica and the little frog took 3 different buses to get where? To the little frog's home. To get where? To the little frog's home. Jessica and the frog got off the bus and it took them to the train station. They got off the last bus and it took them to the train station. Once they got to the train station, they had to find the right train to take. We wouldn't want them to get lost, right? They got on the train and it took them through the countryside. They passed the farms and forests and rivers. After a while, the train stopped at a small station in the middle of nowhere. Can you imagine? Weren't they scared because they were in the middle of nowhere? Weren't they? They were scared, right? Because they didn't know anyone there. Jessica looked out the window and saw the big swamp in the distance. Lucky her, she saw the swamp. She knew this was the frog's home. Jessica and the frog got off the train and Jessica carried the frog on her shoulders as they walked through the woods. After a while, they came to the edge of the swamp. The frog looked around and said, "This is my home. Thank you so much for helping me get here." Jessica smiled and said, "You're welcome. I'm glad I could help." So Jessica helped the little frog get home. What did Jessica help the little frog? To get home. And with that, Jessica turned around and headed back to the train station. Can you see Jessica in the train? Yes. There was a sense of satisfaction. And her knowing that she helped a frog find his way home. She knew that it was the right thing to do. And even though it was a long journey, she was glad she had made the effort to help someone in need. As Jessica boarded the train, she headed back to the city. She thought about how good it felt to do something kind for someone else. The end.